here of the Ginetta Junior Cup Season 11, brought to you by NXTGEN and sponsored by Emily Lynn Scott. We're here at Oulton Park Island today. It's a very good circuit, as we're watching JBF 30 at the moment. Today it's back to drivers consists of Rd3, Ropsk, Gazas 1, 2, 3, Boyrax 14, RSGM 77, the defending champion coming into season 11, Slider Gas 28, Shadow Stalker DBS, the Dizzler, a new face to for this season, RDF on Adam Morris there, Seats 44, NGR Fraser is here, along with Jamie F430. Now going into this round from Hockenheim National at round 2, Boy Raxler is our current championship leader, followed by RDF1 Adam Morris, and Boy Raxler 64 points, Adam Morris on 52. Now Boy Raxler looking very strong this season, a double win last time out. So Adam Morris is second on 52. Joint with him is RS Jim 77 in third. And joint with those two is Gaza 123. So we have effectively a tied second place. Phenomenal effort from these guys. Really, really tight. Jamie F430 sits in fifth on 45 points, joint with Seeds 44. Liam Thurso sits seventh on 40 points. As Jamie F430 puts up a 132 forward to put provisional pole onto his impressive start. Along, and Boy Raxer takes the provisional pole with 130.7. Good stuff from him, a whole 1.7 seconds in front here. Gaza puts in second, 9/10 behind. Watching NGR Fraser at the moment, who obviously didn't have a good first flying lap. Lima Thursday sits 7th on 40 points. Deleuze is 8th on 35, joint with Ginger Poisson. In 10th, Slider Gas 28 is on 32 points. In 11th is Radovan 80 on 21. Purple Twig 69 is in 12th with 17 points. Cam 123 Diz is 13th with 15. Shadow Stalker DBS is on 14th with 13 points. Our Oscillator only 1 point behind him on 12th with 15th. The SQB 555 sat in 16th at the moment on 11 points. Ropsk is on 8 points and 17th. X-Chris 93 is in 18th with 7 points. AFCAP 19th with 5 points. And Mosaic 21 is sat in 20th and last on 4 points. So good tight battle for the points paying positions at the moment. Now remember, Jamie had a horrible race, rolling the car at Hockenheim. Hopefully nothing too dramatic happens again to him as NGR Fraser sets up a 134 exactly dead in the number 15 machine now. There's Radovan 80 going through the shop there. Now, see the island track slightly shorter than the international for Oulton Park, just cuts off a bit early at the island bend. And go through his chicane there for RSG through Knickerbrook. The upcoming here into Druids. Flip left the double right-hander before you get to the Warwick Bridge. And over the hill of course there. Let's take a lap on board maybe with someone. I think the defending champion is a worthwhile case. Go onto the roof cam here. Bob RSGM 77. Proper lap time. So we come through the first corner, which is Old Hall Corner. We come to Old Hall Corner, late apex turn in, and we go down the avenue, and through Denton's, and into the famous Cascades. Really long left-hander that just nips at the end. You do not want to be running wide there. We go down Lakeside and up to the Island hairpin. Just before the Island bend. There's Jamie F430 just getting out of the way there, not on a flying lap. So we go over the hilltop and down into Hislop chicane. Brake as late as you dare down here, downhill, tricky braking. Flicking that around, just misses the curb, brings it back in as we come up to Knickerbrook. Slight lift, make the car turn in as we come up to Callie's Hill. Flick left into Druids, the double right-hander here. Lovely through the first, hits the second apex, goes out wide, clips the curve lovely to go past the Warwick Bridge and down towards Lodge Corner. Yes, hits the apex on the curve lovely, it comes out down Deers Leap. Through Deers Leap we come, and across the line. Jim stays 7th, not an improvement there. Look at the 644 here. Different livery car this time. It's got a little machine. And Africa has joined late, so we will not receive accurate timings for him. I think it's exiting the garage. Shadowstock at EBS, not finishing high up the rankings at Hockenheim, but just finishing and getting points. But that's AFCAP back there has gone off and straight to garage. Don't know who the green car was. Was that Morris maybe? I think it was in the Machuca number 19 machine. There is your current championship leader, Boy Raptor, last time double winner last time out. And through Hisley chicane and through Knickerbrook. The number 20 machine. Looking quite good, 7/10 up on second place man so far. Gaza 1, 2, 3. Number 16 Emochi machine. Over the hilltop. You're looking at a draft off that the red car there. I don't know if that will be Raiderman. I believe it is, yeah. That is Raiderman just ahead of me. Looking at a bit of slipstream, especially at the hills. With these cars, it's looking very strong and very crucial with these cars. That 644 there, just getting out of the way. As he prepares for his next flying lap attempt. Go through Druids then for Gaza 1, 2, 3. And up to Lodge Corner. With the brakes, turn in lovely, that's brilliant stuff. He's going to get held up by Raiderman. Doesn't look like he will, he can take a different line around the outside of him maybe. As he comes up through start line, doesn't improve, stays where he is. He might have been on that lap, but he's looking quick. There's a bit of a run wide, but nothing too harmful there. Seats, just over the curve, don't want to do that too often, the back end will step. He comes through the Cascades down, and up to the Island hairpin. Following Raiderman and Gaza 1, 2, 3. Will anyone close in on Boy Raxa? Back to the key question. Here in qualifying. Now remember, points on. There is points on offer here for pole position. You can get pole position as an extra point to your tally. Knickerbrook we come with 644 to Cally Hill. got a good exit off of that. Well, that's annoying. We shall sort that out before the race begins. Jamie at the 30, the bottom right again. Lap times are valid. As he comes across the line, he's still third, 1.1 off the pace then, off Paul Raxon. But that's Adam Morris then. He's just going to hit on this, but he's behind Boy Raxon still, his teammate. Ginger Fraser in the pit lane at the moment. There's Ropsky. Rops comes in the background there. Adam Morris and Ben Raxo. And following Rops up to County Hill. 5.3 off the pace. He's up behind the Dizzler. He's currently sat in 12th place. Could be 14th, as I say, due to AFK joining in late. His time will not register in both here and the race, which is a bit annoying. Hopefully Picos will fix that soon. And here's lead we go. And across the line for Opsky, what can he do? He doesn't improve. Van. And across the line with 6 minutes and 18 seconds to spare right now. Across the line, stays 7th. Down to FK, who has Radovan right behind him actually. Looking at number 55. Ghosted his way through there. It's interesting. Looking hilltop for FK. There is the Dizzler. 12th, potentially 13th, remember. Set off a 1:38.3, so 8 seconds off the pace of Boy Raxo, and Gazza's got within 4/10 of Boy Raxo. There he is, current championship leader and current pole sitter, with 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Time for at least 3 laps, I reckon here. Go inside in the cockpit with Boy Raxo, and I will leave you with a lap around Oulton Park Island with your current Ginetta Junior Championship leader. Either that, or he spins at the first corner. Commentator's curse, I think that. He's going to park up and potentially go back in the pits, I would assume. Yep. Alright, Castle there. 23 just starting a lap. Jimmy F430 had after a brilliant start at Donington. It all went pear-shaped down Hockenheim for him. He rolled it through the Mobile 1 curve. So let's go on board with him and see if I can commentate curse on another curse. And that would Jamie F430. Unless he goes in the garage. It's, we're not having much luck here with the onboards. Irish Jim, we've just called up. Spinning, where's that to? That's Old Hall Corner, that's the first turn, I think. Yeah, it comes down the avenue and into Cascade. Place to spin. 6:44. I think I'll try a third time lucky then for a lap around Oulton Park without me saying a word. As we come down, Seats gets all over the grass there, out of Druids. That's the brakes into the large corner. Gets a bit sideways, I think, but he's all good. Got through the lead. Third time lucky, on lap of Oulton Park, Wyoming, 6:44. Oh, having a mare and getting hit by someone there at the end of Knickerbrook. Who was that hit him? That wasn't Gaz. That was Gazo123. I think we'll abandon our lap at Oulton Park Island for the second qualifying session, because as soon as we go on board, that's it. They're spinning. There's your current pole sitter though, Boeing Rex at 14. Tremendous lap for the 129.9. The only man in the 129s. He's got Adam Morris following him. That's not a bad tactic from Adam Morris here. They get ready for their final flying attempt here. He's warming the tyres up. That's White and Boy Rex. It's a line for the two Machuca cars working as a team here. Fantastic stuff. Adam Morris probably learning where to push the car. Bit wide from Boy Rex there. He's obviously trying to get a bit more time out of that pulsing time. But is he now overdriving that car and compensating the pace? That is the only issue. 6:44 down in fourth now, because Jamie F430 posted a 1:30.973. Fantastic stuff. Looks like he's just backed off a bit here. That's because I think that is session over for Jamie F430. Finishes with a 1:30.9. Radovan finishes his qualifying session now. Gaza 0.078 behind Boy Rex. That's a cracking effort from Gaza123 there. And Seeks has made up time. He's now third. Slide gas number 3 car. RS77. Just coming out of Lodge corner. Boy Rex are back in the pits as where's Adam Morris in the pits as well. So that looks like it's qualifying over for everyone here at Oulton Park Island Circuit. Ropsky is still going around though. Can he put in a spectacular time? Maybe take away the pole? No. Well, isn't it? That cape is actually showing on my times here. We might get away with it. He said a 1:34.4. So the Dizzler is last. So your order: Boy Rex 14, Gaza 123, Seeks 44, Jamie 430, RDF1 Adam Morris, RSGM 77. Then Ray Dovan in 80 in 7th, Slider Gas 28 in 8th, Shadowstalker DBS in 9th, NGR Fraser is 10th, Ropsk in 11th, Afcape in 12th, and the Dizzler rounds out in 13th place. So as we line up on the grid here for race number 1, this is going to be an interesting one, I think. All these boys in their ready up screen. Still waiting for him to be ready now. A bit of a long wait here. About 2 minutes of waiting time on the clock for Broadcast 2 readying up screen. 7 laps though of Oulton Park Island awaits the drivers. And 10, 11 corners, 7 laps, 13 cars. We're ready here at Oulton Park Island. We have red lights and we are green. Who's got the best start here? Boy Rexer and Galler equal there. Not a bad start from seats. Adam Morris looks like a good start. Good looking around the outside now of Jamie F at 30. Someone gets through the first corner. With the camera to pan round. We go then down to the Cascades. That seat's looking on the outside of Gaz. That cannot end well, surely. Jamie F30 at the inside now. Oh, and almost. That is someone wide in the background though. That is the Dizzler has spun at the Cascades. Must have just caught a wheel on the grass there. Unlucky. Good sir. As Cone going everywhere on the exit of the island hairpin. Seats now behind Adam Morris. Come down the Hislop chicane. Boyraxer followed by Gaz. Jamie F430 still there. Everyone tight, all bunched up as we all go through Knickerbrook. Ropsk and Afkane just a little bit behind the pack now. Obviously the Dizzler well and truly at the back. Let's see, we're finding on Boyraxer starting to pull away now, 6/10 the gap. Gaza has Jamie F430. Right behind him, followed by Adam Morris and seats all in a good bunch, defending champion Morris. GM 77 there in 6th place. Get the best seat in the house for this battle now. Come out, and down Disley. And Adam Morris looking around the outside if the cameras will work properly. Around the outside of Jamie F30, he's almost got the overlap there for Gold Hall, but not quite. Jamie F30 hangs on to 3rd place now. That's fantastic driving from these boys here at NXTGEN. This is all NXTGEN Season 11 Championship, sponsored by Emily Lynn Scott, who is doing the Ginetta Junior Championship as part of the British Touring Car support package. Very good to watch the Ginetta Juniors. So Adam Morris now under attack from seats 44 Sees him running outside, but nowhere to go home. Oh, and that's Gaza, half spin on the exit there of the island hairpin. That's big news there for Gaza. That's not what he was looking for. Definitely not what he was looking for on that one, I think. But he's still there in 5th. Really good recovery that from Gaza 123. Look back, looks like a battle now between Slider Gas, Raiderman and Shadow Stalker about to start developing now. Go up the hill. Moirax taking the lead out to 1.7 right now here on lap 2. And this is going to be a very short race, 1.5 minute laps. Only 7 laps around this island circuit. And that looks like some really good battling as you have Raiderman, this side again, Raiderman, Shadow Stalker, DVS going on the outside on Deer's Leap. He's going to have the inside for Old Hall Corner now. He gets the place and up into 8th, fantastic move coming out of Lodge Corner. But will Raiderman have a crack back? Yes, he's looking down the inside from the avenue. Through Denton's and into the Cascades, and they're both off now. Both off of the Cascades. Very unfortunate racing there. I think Raiderman's definitely come off worse there. Went out wide, almost like go down Foster Circuit. And he's now going to have Afcape for company. Bringing along NG off Fraser and Ropsk. He moves up the wake. And yeah, that is Afcape now through into 9th. And a bit of a tap through the Island hairpin. Those drivers getting away unscathed though. Fantastic racing from these boys. Very unlucky though from Raiderman and Shadow Stalker through the Cascades. Very unfortunate. We return to the front now. We're all pretty line astern on lap number 3. What's really happening at the moment? That battle for 9th place. And you can see there Raiderman all over the back of Afcape there. And Geoff Fraser not far behind as we go through Druids. That's a good run from Raiderman. He's got the inside here for Lodge Corner. On board with him. Afcape round the outside of Lodge through Deer's Leap now. Fantastic defence there from Afcape. We see Gaza now on the leaderboard in front of Seeds by just a touch. Look at that, as we can. Jim, there's 60S, we've got a big battle for 2nd place now. Look at this, the 2nd place battle is completely closed up now. Less than 2 seconds, about 1.5 seconds really covers that lot. And RS Gym 77, I believe, is gradually closing up. If these continue to battle, you might get the tail end of this group. Now being passed by NG off Fraser. Trying to make a move on Afcape has not quite worked. So he's moving back down, but NG off Fraser now looking all over the back there of Afcape through Knickerbrook. There you go. Return back to the front because it is very, very tight. They come down to Lodge and through Deer Leap. Boyle sat in a line. You just sense that Seeks maybe waiting for a mistake to happen. More the battling, but Jimmy F30 handling that pressure well from Adam Morris, who has to not only attack but defend from Gaza. Through the Cascades we come. A lot of defensive line from Jimmy F30. But that's to be expected as we come up to the Iron Hairpin on lap number 5. Lap number 30 machine. Defending well from the number 19 machine. Wide from Jimmy F30. Adam Morris looking to get a bit of a cutback, but not quite getting the same right purchase he was looking for. Geoff Fraser having an off there at Cascades. That is Geoff Fraser off at the Cascades, spinning to the inside. Raiderman now going to be catching him back up. Rock's looking to get up to okay. Shadow Stalker on his own there. In 8th place. Go back to the front. Adam Morris still all over the back of Jamie F430 as we drew up to Lodge. And not only that, Seats behind is right on the back. Good view here of the bumper cam of Seats 44. Anything but Ginetta. Up to Old Hall. Later turning in, trying to get a bit more of a switchback, but not quite getting it. Through Denton's into Cascades. Adam Morris still all over the back of Jamie F430, but again, has to be wary, doesn't want to do a move that will allow Gaza past. This lead is so tight on point, any mistake can be costly. Into the iron hairpin. Oh, it's really tight, and that is Seats at the inside, maybe. No, Gaza just holds it around the outside. Fantastic driving for the pair. As we now come to Hislop chicane, not going to be seeing much of Boy Raxer at the moment. He's off and away, he's absolutely bolted. As Angel Fraser now must have won another moment somewhere. He's now behind the Dizzler. He's moved up to 12th. Good patience there from the Dizzler. Back to the front we go though for 2nd place, and this Seats 44 all over the back of Gaza. Is he going to get that move through there? No, not quite. Not really an overtaking move, but can be done. Down to Lodge we go. This is fantastic racing from the NXTGEN boys. As we come through onto Disley for the 6th time of 7. Boy Raxer starting the final lap. He's led this from start to finish. He's going to have a full house of points here. Look at some of the speeds as well, maybe. So it's been 100. Well, down to Denton. Really, the GT5 versions of the juniors, but still, it's 105 miles an hour around here. That's a bit wide from the Seats. We have lost Adam Morris though. Through, oh, and that is slider gas, I believe, sliding in the background. Yes it is, camera confirms slider gas hitting the grass. I think the same happened to Adam Morris, hitting the grass at Cascades and just drifting wide. But that has allowed to catch back up, back to the front then. JF430 has now started to go to gap 1.3 seconds. Not really many battles now going on, but we go through Boy Raxer 14, the final few corners here at Oulton Park Island for the race 1 of round number 3. Lodge. It's been a pretty convincing drive from Boy Raxer. This means 3 in 3. 3 in a row for Boy Raxer 14. That's a cracking drive. 4 points from race 1. Jamie F430 will come home 2nd. Seats 3rd. Gaza 123 has made a mistake obviously, and he's dropped as Adam Morris gets 4th from RS Jim. Then Gaza, big mistake there from Gaza at the end. Shadow Stalker DBS on his own. He's got slider gas right behind him because he's overtaken him in 7th place for Shadow Stalker. Slider gas taking 8th place. Half cake with rocks all over his back end, but he's going to stay there and get 9th. Fantastic driving from him. Rocks is going to come 10th. Raider Van 80 after a bit of a mix-up at Cascades will come through 11th. NGR Fraser has now overtaken the Dizzler as he comes through Lodge and Deers Leap. He'll come home in 12th. And last but not least, the Dizzler comes home 13th and last in race 1. Unbelievable race there, only for 7 laps, but Boy Raxer takes the win, his 3rd in a row. Jimmy F430 comes 2nd, Seats 3rd, Adam Morris 4th, RS Jim 77 5th, Gaza 6th, Shadow Stalker DBS 7th, Slider Gas 28 8th, Halfcape 9th, Rob in 10th, Raider Van 80 in 11th, NGF in 12th, and the Dizzler 13th. So a cracking drive that from Boy Rexer. Can he put his car back on pole? An interesting one to see. So here we are then. We're waiting for race number 2 now to begin. Our Ostinator has joined, but Kaz on 1, 2, 3 there, just left. So if you have joined, you've just missed a very fantastic race 1. Boy Rexer taking the win, his 3rd in a row. That was going to help his championship standings, as he was leading coming into this by quite a few points. A fantastic battle for 2nd, where Jamie F430 just edged out seats 44. But this is where we get the 5-minute cap now for the drivers to go get a drink and etc. This is the Season 11 Ginetta Junior Championship, brought to you by NXTGEN and sponsored by Emily Linscott, who is racing in the Ginetta Juniors this year in the BTCC support package. Fantastic little series. You don't get disappointed watching it, to be fair. Action all the way through the field, no matter where you finish. It's good, and obviously we're all wishing Emily's got the best for this year, first full season for it. Grateful for her to sponsor this championship as we wait for qualifying to begin at Oulton Park Island. So a similar setup to last time, 20 minutes of qualifying, but we're going to get an extra 10 laps of action. There are 17 laps around here on Park Island. Maybe just waiting to see if Gaza rejoins. the loading screen now for qualifying for round 3 race 2 here at Oulton Park Island. Should be a good one here. Now, can Boy Raxa put his car on pole position for the second time tonight? And can he potentially make it 4 wins and 4 in the race? The current list of winners this year goes Jamie F430. Won Donington race 1 as we get some cars now leaving the pit lane to go on their outlaps. And fine, hopefully, I think that might be the Austinator first one out on circuit. At least one off. There's Ropska. Carry on going around this island circuit. You just wait before fast laps to begin, so the chaos ensues. Current winners this season are Jamie F430 won race 1 at Donington, Adam Morris won race 2 at Donington, Boy Raxa has won both Hockenheimring short races, nationals. And he's also won the first race here at Oulton Park Island. Is anyone going to stop him in race 2? The pace he had was quite good in race 1 here. But it only takes one mistake and you could find yourself near the back of the pack. And it is very hard to try and get yourself back up to the front once you're near the back. You are lost in there. There's Rd3. Half cap. Rd3's going to be our first one across the line then to start his flying lap. As we go through Old Hall Corner and down the avenue towards Denton's. Through Denton's, flick right, absolutely pinned. Don't want to lose the back end as we come into Cascades again. Start off wide, tuck the car in, bring it back out wide, but don't touch that grass, it is lethal. Down Lakeside Straight and into the island hairpin. So just for the island bend on the GPs, or the international circuit as it's known. As you come out of the island hairpin over Hilltop and down into Hislops. There's known as Hizzy Chicane. Lovely, using all the curb. You can come out into Knickerbrook. And up to Cowley Hill, which is a very medium length flat left hander, which leads you straight into Druids. I want to be braking in a straight line for Druids. Get it tucked in on the Denny. He probably got away with that one because he brought it back in for the second part of Druids. Comes out there as Shadow Stalker was the first man on the flying lap. It's a 1:34.0 as your benchmark time. Comes Rd3. Across the line, he goes a 1:32.9. There's Ropska. RSA has lost a lot of time somewhere. Boy Raxa says it's a 1:30.5, not as fast as his first run, but there's still 15 and a bit minutes remaining. So you never know. RDF won Adam Morris 1.5 seconds. Bit sideways into there, but all in all quite good. He returns to his pit box, maybe make a few changes to a few things. And Geoff Fraser, a bit of better pace that from Fraser, only 2.7 behind Boy Rexha. As Jamie F30 takes provisional second place there with a 131.3. Need to watch NGR Fraser through the island hairpin. Times a bit lag by the looks of it coming in. Someone has gone from qualifying now. And work out who that is. I believe it Casual didn't begin this. Very interesting to see. Don't see an RDF on the board. I believe that was Adam. No, RDF is there. Who has left? That's interesting to see. Would anyone left? Oh no, because no, we are fine. It's just me. Bit of lag messing up. Let's have a look to see who has RS Jim quite comfortable there in the pit lane. Just on his way out now. As NGR Fraser throws the car off at the Old Hall corner. So getting on the grass. I want to get that get going again quickly to make sure you didn't block anyone on the exit of there. Good recovery. Our Ostinator sat in 11th. I think it's time. Here is the Dizzler going through Druids on his fast lap, I would presume. 13 minutes and 25 on the clock. And the Dizzler comes through Lodge, up towards Deersleep, through Deersleep we come. Gonna cross the line, sets himself 11th. Gaza has now returned. RS Jim 77 back in the pits now. I think that's Gaza now exiting pit lane, yeah, in a different colour car, make sure he gets in. Unusual for Gaza to leave and rejoin. There's Seeks. Current pole sitter again though is Boy Rexha 14, he's coming up to the island hairpin. Hits the brakes for his lops. Is it in nicely, really nice there. Bonnet count at the moment with Boy Rexha. Charlie Hill. And then up into Druids we come. Let's see if we can get a lap in the cockpit cam view. So Boy Rexha, hopefully he'll continue on for another lap. Please enjoy a lap of Oulton Park Foss's Island Circuit. And as we say that, unfortunate events there. Presume through Cascades. I think that might have been the Disney potentially. Yes, I think it was. Spun it through Cascades, nowhere to go for Boy Rexha. So yet again, the plans of an onboard lap without me talking. Foiled again, but very unlucky. So Disney continues on. Sat in 12th place at the moment. Gaza and RS Jim still haven't set a time yet. So let's go on board with Jim. Hopefully we can get the lap in. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed that right last year. Unfortunately got a bit held up through his lots, and that's definitely showing the time now, 1:34, 4.5 of the pace, as Boy Rex has had a brand new pole position time of 29.944 ahead of Jamie for 13, who's had in provisional second. I think that's our Austinator, the teammate, yeah, of RS Jim, holding up and just spinning there at Cascades. Radovan 80 has set a time of 1:30.9 to go third. Slider Gas is in fourth. We're seeing a very shaken up grid here for race 2. Very tight in the pack. A few low down drivers getting up there. Gaza 123 now takes fourth place, 1.1 off the pace. The Dizzler still last, but only 0.3 behind our Austinator. Jim, as that looks to me. Who is that? Is that Slider Gas in the background? Yep. Having a bit of a moment. Through Druids. He comes over Dear Leap. Someone else has managed to disconnect. Rocks, Irish Jim's there, Shadow Stalker, Adam Morris, there's Seeks, there's Fraser, Slider Gas, Gaza, Radovan, Jimmy F30, Boy Rexer. Who's gone for a wonder? Again, there's a bit of lag in the system. It's really pushing that car around Cascades. Gaza now goes second, 0.6 off the pace of Boy Rexer. No one else other than Boy Rexer has got below that 1:30 mark. Got the speedo for you to see how fast Boy Rexer's going around here. Through his lots, averaging 63 there, picking it up, 70 to 75, yeah, and then accelerating out of Knickerbrook. Druids just over 90 miles an hour through there. Fantastic pace, he's really showing up. Slider Gas into third now. Producing a good mixed grid here for race 2 so far, with 5 minutes 45 left on the clock. Still trying to work out who's left the session or got disconnected. As Adam Morris pops in a time for second place now, 0.601, only 0.045 ahead of Gaza, who in turn is only, wow, Jamie F30 goes fourth, and it is tight. Gaza goes 0.145 behind Boy Raxer. That's a sensational lap, unfortunately not sensational enough to get into pole position there for Gaza. Fantastic stuff from the man in the temporary car, number 50. Unbelievable scenes here. The top 5 covered by less than a second. The top 6 covered by just over a second. 1.031 covers the top 6 here. It's going to be close racing here for the 17 laps of race number 2. I believe I've worked out the man who's left out of Cape is not in the session anymore. Whether you can get back in or not in time, very close, about 3 minutes cut-off point. than Boy Rexa. Really trying to push that car to the edge. That's very wide out of Lodge. That's going to ruin his lap. And yeah, he's straight into the pits there. Straight back out though. Radovan's gone for a wander at... Oh, is that down at Denton's? Maybe, yeah, I think that is Denton's. Bit of a practice start there from Radovan. He carries on through Cascade behind seats 44. Man in number 32. So look at some of the boys down the bottom end of the field then. Ropsk, you can definitely tell the difference is about 4 miles an hour slower than Boy Rexa through the middle of that corner. If you're doing that everywhere, that is very much a lot of time to be lost. He does look to have a dent in the front left of that car, so he's definitely gone off somewhere. Look on at our Ostinator. Over the hilltop and into Hislop chicane. And it's a sensational time. 6:44 now in 7th. 0.988. Radovan in 4th. Slidergas is now 6th. But less than a second covers the top 7 as Seeks now goes 6th on the grid. 0.627 for Boy Rexa. Amazingly, RS-GEN 77, last year's champion, not having a nice time of it. He's down in 10th and 2.3 off the pace. Not what he was looking for, I would have thought. With a minute and 40 left on the clock. Going to put in a blinder of a lap time. Now's the time to do it. Track's at its prime. No, if you're in the pits now, that's it, you're staying there. With 1 minute 30 gone, you want to go out with about 145, maybe 150 to make sure. So Slidergas and the Dizzler, qualifying is over for them. But for the remaining 11 drivers out on track, they have a minute and 8 to get back to the start-finish line to begin their final laps. Boy Rexa, will he go any quicker? Can Gaza, as Jamie F30 practically pushing him down that straight. On board with the bumper cam of Jamie F30, he's looking down the inside of Lodge. No, he's going to back out of that. Save that, go for a lap time. He's followed him, he knows where to brake, where to turn in. Gaza runs a bit wide, but is all good at the moment. Shadowstalker DBS qualifying over, sat in 10th place there. Not far behind RS-GEN. A bit wide that from Jamie F430, but I think we'll get away with it. Board with RS-GEN. Number 40 to Carly Hill. So just going through the same section. Find out who is closest to Slidergas in the pits. Fraser, RS-GEN, Ostinator, Rocks. I think RS-GEN the closest one to finishing his flying lap. Looks a bit squirrely coming out of Lodge. Time's up, so this is it. Final laps to go. RS-GEN does not improve his time. Adam Morris was obviously not on a quick lap. He's gone straight back to the pits. There's the Dizzler, Ropsk. Crosses the line along with Boy Rexa, I think there. Boy Rexa goes a bit quicker, 29.6. Can Gaz or Jamie match that? That is a big accident in the background, I believe, for Radovan. Yeah, that's oh, and that seat's gone in at the same place. Unbelievable scenes there. Jamie in the pit. Gazza did not improve. Yeah, Rd3 and seats there. The exit of Druids must have just got grass on the wheel and got the wheel on the grass, and that was that. Plowing into the barrier and ruining lap time there. Both men don't want to be doing that in the race. That will cost you a lot of time. Oscillator to come through to finish is qualifying, and that will be that, I believe. So Boy Rexa does it again. Another point on the board for that man. Can he make it a complete clean sweep here at Oulton Park? Can he claim 2 poles and 2 wins? It remains to be seen, but Boy Rexa qualifies on pole for the second time tonight, followed by Gazza 123.396 behind. Jamie F430 comes third. Rd3 80 is fourth. RDF1 Adam Morris is in fifth. Seeks 44 in sixth. Slider Gas 28 in seventh. NGR Fraser 8th. RS Jim 77 9th. Shadowstalker DBS 10th. R Osnator 11th. Ropsk in 12th, and the Dizzler rounds out the grid again in the 13th and final place. So here we are, 17 laps of this island circuit at Oulton Park. We await the cars to sync, be ready. Cars here for tonight's Ginetta Junior Race 2 at Oulton Park Island. The Ginetta Junior Championship sponsored by Emily Linscott, who is competing her first full year in the Ginetta Junior Championship in support of the British Touring Car Package. Hopefully everything goes well for her at Donington, which is the next round for her, I believe. We continue to wait here. All the cars to be ready. Sat there on the grid. Remember, no formation lap. Tyres will be warm, so whoever gets the best start should carry the lead as we get ready. Everything is syncing now. Wait for the 3. There's 1, 2, 3 red lights from Project Cars 2. And we're away for 17 laps of Oulton Park Island. That's a horrible start from Rd3 80. He's going to get swamped. Gazza can't quite jump on the back to the side of Boy Rexa into the old Hall corner, but Boy Rexa leads from Gazza. Jamie F430, Adam Morris, and that sounds like a bit of a smash up. Something is wrong. It is that. Oh my word! That's Ropsk on his side, and that is game over. I didn't quite see what happened because the camera didn't move around fast enough. But that is Ropsk on his side. Just to confirm, that is going nowhere. He is out of this race. First turn, first incident of the 17 laps. Boy Rexa, Gazza's made a mistake, I believe, somewhere. Yeah, Gazza down to 9th now, so he's made a mistake that we haven't seen, whilst Ropsk stays sideways. But Boy Rexa now 1.7 of the gap to Adam Morris, so it must have been Gazza and Jamie. Yeah, I think Gazza and Jamie's had a bit of an incident, possibly at the Cascades. That sent them both wide, and now down to 9th there. They got a bit of a fight back to come. We look back to the front of the pack. That is our Ostinator into the barrier there, touching the grass out of Druids. That's also NGR Fraser as well, for good measure. NGR Fraser pretty much good as last now in 12th place because Rops is out. Unbelievable coming out of Druids. They're just both of them touching the grass, and as I said before, lethal if you do it. Adam, so it's currently a Machuca 1-2. Boy Rex are looking for his 4th win in a row. He's on number 2. Radovan defending from NXTGEN, the reigning champion, who's also defending from 644 there. Gaza up to 7th, Jamie FL30 being dragged along with him. So they come up to Slider Gas, come up to the island hairpin. With the brakes. Bit of a wider entrance from, a bit of a wiggle that from Slider Gas. I think Jamie and Gaza have to work together if they want to get up back near that front pack. They can, and they will do it if they work together as a team. But the Machuca boys are gone. Adam Morris at 2.2 behind his teammate Boy Rexa, but he himself has around a 2-second gap to Ray Devan. So starting to spread out a bit here at the start of this race. Seeks has got past RSGM 77, so not brilliant for the defending champion there. As we go out of Druids and down to the Lodge. Amazing, Slider Gas defending pretty hard, but not hard enough. Gaza has got the overlap coming up in to Lodge. Will Jamie FL30... Oh, there's a bit of contact. And Slider Gas doesn't only lose 1, he loses 2 to Jamie FL30 now as well. Maybe you're trying the switchback Slider Gas, but finding that Gaza parked his car on the apex beautifully there. Good move from Gaza, and very opportunistic that from Jamie FL30 to take that place. Our Ostinator. We have a group of 4 here. Our Ostinator, NGR Fraser, Shadowstalker, and the Dizzler. All looking around for 9th place. That's a bit wide from the Dizzler, and that is annoyingly the camera changing like that. Into the barrier out of the Cascades for the Dizzler. Very unlucky and unfortunate for him again. Just touching the grass with the rear wheel. Not what you're looking for. Back near the front. No real battles now resuming. RSGM falling off the back of 644. Now 6 is catching up to Radovan in quite a big fashion actually through Druids, but not quick enough. Yeah, Gaza and Jamie FL30 potentially also dragging Slider Gas a little bit with them. Seeks goes wide, he spun it almost, no not quite, a bit of a quarter, like almost like a quarter spin that, but that's going to cost a bit of time coming out of Lodge and through Dearsley. So RSGM reclaims 4th place, he'll be looking to get on that podium. Jamie FL30 then. On board. With the Cascades we come. Really nice line through there. Up to the island hairpin. The island hairpin. Isn't RSGM looking a bit like a bottleneck at the moment? He's got Seeks right behind him. Bit wide that really from RSGM, not getting the same turn into the second part of his loss. And a much better line from Seeks through Knickerbrook in my opinion. A lot tighter, carrying a bit more pace I would have thought. Up Carly Hill and towards Druids we come. Bit of a tighter line there from RSGM. He's definitely quicker through Druids. We come up to Lodge. Camera. Thank you. Seats. having a look around the outside of RSGEN. Can he get the move done? Is he alongside? Not quite. Jamie F430 though now having a gazza. Is he alongside? No. We're staying line astern right now. The Cascades, Rd3. He's slowly losing his gap to fourth place man on RSGEN. We all come through the island hairpin, nice, neat and tidy. Our NGR Fraser's now got past our Oscillator and starting to build a gap of about 4 seconds there. And our Oscillator there, Dizzler at the back, obviously after his accident at Cascade. We return to fourth place. No changes as of yet though. We'll stay with the battle as it's the closest one on track, and that is Jamie F430. On the inside up towards Druids, that's going to be a move done there. Yes, he's done it before he even hits the right-handers. Gets back in line, gets back on the line, which is crucial for Druids. But actually compromised his exit a little bit. He looks a little bit defensive, making sure Gaza doesn't try a move. But whilst all this has happened, Rd3 has come back into the clutches of RSGEN and the group behind him. Jamie F430 alongside 644 now as well. He can make up another position as we come up to the Old Hall corner. Beautiful driving this from Jamie F430, gradually making his way back up through the field. Next target RSGEN 77, the reigning champion. You will hit the brakes. Number 2 machine there. We all come up to the island hairpin. There's some fantastic racing right now between these guys. Jamie F430 looking around the outside of RSGEN. He's not going to make that work, is he? Still alongside, He's now got the outside though still for his lot. So he can stay there. He's actually done him. Very good driving. Jamie F430 is a man on a mission right now. Last of all, 129.8. Fantastic driving from the number 30 car. As he's now looking all over the back of Rd3. Rd3 there's going to have to think defensive into Druids because Jamie F430 is not afraid of it, and yes, immediately covering that inside line. Making sure Jamie doesn't even bother thinking, because if you try around the outside of Druids, it won't end well for you, I can guarantee you that. Down to Lodge we come. Looking at the inside, not very good defensive driving that from Rd3. He's let Jamie F430 go. Oh, and he's hit him in the back as well. Jamie F430 gone spin and collects Rd3. Very lucky not to lose any more time than that though. Although very much Rd3's fault, I would assume, on that one. Hitting the back of Jamie F430 as he comes into Lodge. So Jamie F430, all his hard work undone by Lodge corner. He goes a bit wide through Old Hall. We're going to have to try and get back past Rd3. I got a feeling Rd3 believed that Jamie was going to go a bit wider than he did. And a bit of a surprise when he stuck on that tight line. There's S644, who has got past RSGEN 77. These boys 7 seconds now behind Adam Morris and 11 behind the leader. We've not seen much of this race. He's been quite a dominant drive so far in the first half of this race. Boymax 14 looking like he will seal his 4th win in a row, which is going to really damage everyone else's championship hopes at the moment, even though there's plenty full of rounds to come. Not what you need, someone at the top of the championship winning 4 races in a row. There's Adam Morris, Goronia Machuca 1-2 at Oulton Park. You have Seeks, RSGEN 77, Gaza. There's Rd3. Come into the Lodge and the cameraman is useless. Jamie F430 does overtake Rd3 into the Lodge there. So he's off on away, going after Gaza for another time. Jamie's got about 3 seconds to make up on Gaza. Seeks here, a little gap, about 9/10 worth. As Gazza goes around the outside of NXTGEN, that's going to work lovely around the outside of Cascades. He'll have the inside for the island hairpin, and yep, that is conceded from NXTGEN. Not a good weekend so far for the defending champion. Close rounds, yes. Slider gas with no front end on his car. He's obviously gone into a wall somewhere. Displaying the engine proudly from that Ginetta G40. All over the back here, or not quite all over the back, but he is on the back. Shadow Stalker, who has just run a bit wide through the hairpin, might give him a bit of extra speed out of it. Back seats. Where is? We've had about 3 retirements now. Gazza's one of them. Gazza no longer in this race. I'll work out who else is gone for you. Obviously we had Ropsk at the beginning who went on his side. Rd3 is gone off the leaderboard. So Rd3's gone, and so has Gazza. We're down to 10 now in the Ginetta Junior League. So that means Seeks is in quite a comfortable position now in third. Can he do anything about Adam Morris? Probably not. At the moment he's 6 seconds behind, so we'll keep an eye on the times. Speaking of times, who's got the fastest time? The timing screen there, 1:29.7. 4.2 for Boy Raxa, just claiming it off of Jimmy F30, so one to watch really, as Jimmy F30 coming up to NXTGEN 77, who went wide at the island hairpin. That's a done deal into Hislop chicane. We go over the hilltop and into Hislops. That's done. Jimmy F30 up to 4th. Cracking driving from the number 30 machine there. This is going to could be quite close between NXTGEN and Jimmy F30. Can Jimmy F30 catch up to Seeks there? That's the next question. Remember, Adam Morris and Boy Raxa not only 1-2 in the race, but they're also 1-2 in the championship coming into this round. NXTGEN could be set to lose a place to Jamie F30 if he's not careful in that championship fight. Not a lot of racing to go on here. Shadow Stalker has created a bit of a gap, but he has gone wide at Old Hall Corner. Get a bit of a gap, and he used to have a gap to Slider Gas, but Slider Gas is now coming back onto it, but Slider Gas has clipped the grass on the way into Cascades. Well held, good sir, well held. That is a fantastic bit of driving. Almost like trying to use the grass as to his benefit there, to bring the back end out and keep the corner nice and straight, but Slider Gas now all over the back of Shadow Stalker. And a bit of contact through their hairpin. I don't think Shadow Stalker expected Slider Gas to be there. So that's a move done by Slider Gas. Although, could that contact have been avoided maybe? Amazing, Slider Gas has got half Ginetta there, pretty much. There's our Oscillator at the back, and that is the Dizzler again at the exit of Cascades. Burying it into the wall there on the inside. And he's now got all sorts of issues because the leaders are coming up right behind him. There's Boy Raxa. Good man with the Dizzler there, making sure he doesn't get in the way of him. There's Adam Morris. Jamie F30 up to 3rd, so Seeks has made a mistake somewhere. NXTGEN 77 4th, there's Seeks in 5th, so definite mistake there. Maybe I'd win on the grass. This track being very unforgiving. Slider Gas has now lost the place. And he's gone. Oh, that's not a good line. That's a very rookie mistake from Slider Gas. Wheels on the grass on the way into Old Hall. Never a good idea, that. So that's going to end that battle fairly quickly. They're on lap 11. Boyrexa's coming around to end lap 11 at the moment. On your screen, that's not NXTGEN, that is our Ostinator. Boyrexa's coming up to lap. Fantastic bit of driving this from Boyrexa. It's been a very dominant display. He may start flashing his lights here to let our Ostinator know that he's there and he will want to get past. Not quite close enough yet though, but he won't be far off. He's got a lot of pace for Old Hall. I think down Lakeside is where our Ostinator will let him go. And go, he's pulled over to the left hand side to let Boyrexa go. Fantastic bit of back driving there from our Ostinator. There's Adam Morris who come up to the Dizzler soon. There is Ginetta for 30. NXTGEN 77 is now having here the gap close to him and Seeks. It is now less than a second, 0.3 actually at the moment. As we come up to the Island Hairpin. Come out of the Island Hairpin. Through Knickerbrook. They come, NXTGEN still ahead. 0.6 of a second now the gap. Up Carney Hill and into Druids. This is the only battle on the track right now. Very spread out field, and I think that's because of the mistakes everyone's made so far. I think this race has only been Adam Morris and Boyrexa who stayed out of trouble and off the grass. JF 30 still in third. A bit wide that from Seeks. Gets back on the circuit soon though. Come across the line. Through Old Hall they come. Down to Denton's. And into Cascades we come then. Fantastic driving from these boys at the moment. 0.3 again, the gap out of Cascade, so Seeks definitely quicker through this first sector. Hit the brakes. For the Island Hairpin we come then. Seeks closes right up a different line, much later on the brakes, gets it turned in though. He's right on the back of NXTGEN, 0.2 now of a second as they come down to his lops. The brakes for his lops we come through his lops. Flick it left. Into Knickerbrook, the flick right. On board. With Seeks 44. Hit the brakes. Across the line. She Seeks getting past NXTGEN there. Fantastic stuff. NXTGEN will now be looking for a bit of a revenge overtake at some place on the circuit. But other than that, this is about all we're getting at the moment for action. Looking at the split screens on the left hand side there. Boyrexa has opened up a 14.5 second lead now over Adam Morris. Just a dominant display. As they come down over the hilltop. RS Gym not really taking any time out. He's losing a lot of time here to Seeks in reality. As a gap of 0.6 there opens up. RS Gym closes it. And up and over. Only on lap 15 now for Boy Raxa. Comes into the island hairpin for the 15th time. It's been a very lonely race for him, but he won't complain being that far in the lead. Over hilltop and into his lops he comes again. Adam Morris is losing a bit of time to Jimmy F30. The gap now down to 2.6, used to be up to 3, so see there, Jimmy F30 taking about a second out of him in the last lap. He comes up into his lops for his 15th time of this race. Yeah, not really any battles on circuit. 644 and RS Gym, the closest people by far together, and they're a second apart now. 1.6 between them. Although at the back of the pack, that's our Alternator. That's the Dizzler. They are now 1.9 apart. So maybe a little bit of late action right in there. Remember, they are a lap down. So that could be interesting. Adam Morris, what time did he set last lap? 1:32.1, is that? 30.5. From Jamie. Definitely taking time. Adam Morris now 2 seconds the gap. Yeah, I think this is a bit too late though for Jamie FL30. He's going to have to take at least a second lap and pass Adam Morris at this rate, but anything can happen in Ginetta Junior Racing. Over hilltop and into his lots. Up over Carney Hill and then into Druids they come. 1.8 now the gap. Closing all the time. Coming down towards Lodge then, over the slight crest. Hit the brakes as late as you dare. Get the car turned in, hit that apex. Get that concertina effect through there though. A bit wide, 1.4 out of there over Deers Leap across the line. Yeah, 1.4 the gap. I think Jamie F30 is not quite gonna get it. Go on board then, into the cockpit. Let's see on this final lap. Not many battles going on, so we're right on board with the championship leader and race leader so far. He hits the brakes into his lops. The pace he's carrying through his lots, lovely stuff through there. Then through Knickerbrook, that is flat as you like. Up over Carley Hill. There's slider gas ahead of us. Lap down car. Through up into Druids. Bit wide. And that is a lot of time being taken out. We're going to stay on board here. Slider gas decides he doesn't want another lap of this race. He wants to finish it a bit early, but 7/10 the gap behind for second place, 19 seconds behind. So Boy Raxa comes through to take his 4th win in a row here at Oulton Park in Highland Circuit. Fantastic for his championship hopes here. But we go back to second place, literally 0.4 in it as we come into Lodge. And that's not quite going to work from Jamie FL30. That is Adam Morris's second place. Machuca 1-2 then. At Oulton Park, Jamie FL30 claims third after a bit of carnage at the start. 644 takes 4th. Defending champion RS Gym takes 5th. Then GR Fraser is going to come across the line. So he's going to make up in 6th place there. Lovely stuff from that man. First race here. Season 11, that looked like our Ginetta. Yep. There's the Dizzler. So he's going to be Shadow Stalker, the last man across the line, but he's going to be in 7th place. A good solid point for that for Shadow Stalker, considering he didn't have a great race at Donington. Flash of the light, he's happy with that result. So, results are as follows for race 2 at round 3. Boy Raxer 14 takes his 4th win in a row. Adam Morris comes 2nd. Jamie F4 33rd. Seeks 44 4th. RS Jim 77 is 5th. NGR Fraser is 6th. Shadow Stalker DBS is 7th. Slider Gas 23 8th. R. Ostinator 9th. And the Dizzler rounds out the finishers in 10th. Gaza 123 was retired or disconnected. As was Ropsk was first out. He went out on his side. And one other car remained not to finish. So another fantastic race here in the Ginetta Junior League, which is sponsored by Emily Linscott. Now the next race for these guys is the dreaded Bathurst. Mount Panorama will be the next circuit for the Ginetta Juniors. That will be an absolute belter of a race. You don't want to miss it. Remember, if you want to see updated points tables before the stream for the next round, do go visit the NXTGEN Facebook page. That's where they will all go, and you can find the events page there. So go ahead, and if you want to get involved, do head over there to get involved with NXTGEN Racing. So a few things left for me to say, and that is thank you for watching. Thank you for Emily Scott sponsoring this championship. It's been a fantastic start to this season 11. 3 rounds in, some very tight action, a few misdemeanors, but what can you do? Until Bathurst, I've been Jordan Harding. Thank you for watching.